Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John and it is Sunday afternoon, so everybody else is still kind of sleeping or doing their own thing, so I figured why not make a video. So today I'm going to be doing part 38 of my horror movie collection. So for this one I got 10 films. All of them start with the letter S except for the last one, so I'm finishing the S's and working my way into the T's. So only one of them is a remake, as far as I know. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this one underway. Alright, so the first one up we have is what I consider to be the comeback film for M. Night Shyamalan. Now, I have not seen Old. I have heard bad things about it. I don't know if I actually want to see it, but with this one here, Split, like I said, I think this is the one where he kind of started making a comeback, and hopefully Old will just be kind of a dent in his filmography like Lady in the Water or The Happening was. Even some people even like The Happening, you know, because it was just so goofy, you know. And anyway, but this is exactly what it's about. It is about a fellow played by James McAvoy who kidnaps these three girls. One of them is played by Anya Taylor-Joy, all right, and she's, of course, fantastic in this, as always. And McAvoy has about 7 or 8 or 9 different personalities. And the thing about it is, these personalities, like say if one of his personalities has diabetes, then he displays signs of diabetes, and so on and so forth. And one of them is this creation or personality known as the Beast. Alright, now this is no spoiler. This ties in with Unbreakable, the Bruce Willis Samuel L. Jackson movie from like 20 years ago or so now. And also then there was a third movie called Glass that tied them all together. Alright, anyway, I really love this movie. It's an excellent psychological horror movie. I loved it. Alright, so next up, now I have not seen The Endless. I want to see The Endless. I have not seen it, but I have this film by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, and this is Spring. And the best way I can describe Spring is think Before Sunrise or Before Sunset meets cosmic horror. So this guy's on vacation, and where's he? In Greece or somewhere like that? Well, it says Europe. And anyway, he meets this girl, and there's a lot more to, and they, you know, have a little fling and everything. Well, there's a lot more to this girl than meets the eye. All right, I don't want to spoil anything for you. This is just a nifty, neat little horror film that it kind of will take you by surprise. All right, so there you go. That is Spring, and it's directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Excuse me. Okay. This next one, I've only watched this one time. Now, it is directed by, I'm trying to get their names right, Kevin Kolsch and Daniel Widmeyer, Dennis Widmeyer. Now, they directed the remake of Pet Sematary, which I liked. You know, I'm not going to lie, I liked it, all right? I loved the first one. I liked that one, too. Anyway, this is called Starry Eyes, and this is kind of an occult thriller or occult film. Got a little cough there, I'm sorry. Determined to make it as an actress in Hollywood, Sarah Walker spends her days working a dead-end job, enduring petty friendships, and going on countless casting calls in hopes of catching her big break. After a series of strange auditions, Sarah lands the leading role in a new film from a mysterious production company. But with this opportunity comes bizarre ramifications that will transform her both mentally and physically into something beautiful and altogether terrifying. Like I said, I've only watched this one time, and I was kind of distracted. You know what? I may need to give this one a rewatch. Alright, I've heard so many good things about it, so I need to give it a rewatch, alright? Okay, this one here that I'm going to talk about now, I'm not sure why I bought this. I think it's because one of those things where I wanted to watch a movie about a creepy kid. The only thing about this is the cover of this is creepy in itself, and not because it's got, any kind of horror thing to it or whatever, but because this little girl, I think she's only supposed to be 10 or 11 years old, but yeah, whoever took this picture, man, this kid looks like she's like, that's too seductive. I don't know, that look is just too seductive or something for a kid. That's creepy to me. Anyway, it's called Stephanie. It has Frank Grillo, and I think he played Crossbones in one of the Captain America movies, I think Civil War. Anyway, this little girl is abandoned by her parents, and she's forced to survive on her own, and then Frank Grillo and his wife find her. And again, it's one of those things where there's more than meets the eye to this little girl. She's got some kind of powers. I've watched this movie one time. It's kind of weird. All right. I don't know if I recommend it or not. Actually, I don't think I actually do. It was just decent. Okay. Anyway. All right. Still a creepy cover though. Okay. Next up. Got a little bacon here. I know you're sitting there thinking, wait a minute, you're doing the S's. I know I'm doing the S's. That's right, I sure am. But I got Kevin Bacon in Stir of Echoes. And this is, of course, directed by David Cope, I believe he pronounced his name. And this is, of course, based on the novel by Richard Matheson. And it's about this guy that he undergoes hypnosis. He doesn't believe in this kind of stuff, but he undergoes hypnosis, and when he does, he kind of opens this door, one of these psychic, cosmic, whatever doors, and he starts seeing these things, and it's something to do with this girl, and she's trying to tell him something, and he's got to figure out what it is. I don't go too far into it because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. So there you go, that's Stir of Echoes. Okay. This is a home invasion movie. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to know what I'm talking about if you know that I'm in the S's. I'm talking about The Strangers. And this starred Scott Speedman and Liv Tyler. Whatever happened to Liv Tyler? She just kind of, I don't know, she just kind of disappeared, didn't she? I mean, what's she doing? I think she was doing that, what was this, new, Emergency 911 or something like that, Lone Star. I watched a little bit of that. I didn't care for it. It's okay, but it just wasn't for me. Anyway, they're a couple, and they suffer this home invasion by these creepy dudes in these rag masks and doll masks and stuff. I think there's like 2 girls and 1 guy. And what's really creepy about this is they'll show scenes where they have no idea that these people are in the house, and they'll just be standing there, and they'll stand there so quietly, and they'll just walk right past them, and it's just creepy as hell. And this was kind of based on a French movie called Ils, and that's I-L-S, and that's about these creepy kids that do a home invasion of this family and terrorize the family. So yeah, there you go. All right. And then now we have George A. Romero's Survival of the Dead. And from what I can gather, this one is regarded as probably the worst of the dead movies that are the zombie movies or whatever that Romero has directed. I saw this one. It's been about I don't even remember if I was even married to my wife, and we've been married for like 13, 14 years now, going on about that long. But I think this one, yeah, I don't remember caring too much about this one either. Let me read the plot here. The newest film from horror master George A. Romero, rest in peace. Rest in peace, man. He was awesome. Picks up where Diary of the Dead leaves off. I like Diary of the Dead, I did. On a small island off the coast of Delaware that lived 2 families locked in a struggle for power and control over the fate of the undead. The O'Flynn's approach the zombie plague with a shoot-to-kill attitude. The Muldoons feel that the zombies should be quarantined and kept alive in hopes that a solution will be discovered. For both families, existence on Plum Island is a nightmarish world where humans are the minority and zombies rule. And if you watched Silence of the Lambs, you'll recognize Plum Island. It was supposed to be some kind of research facility that they were going to send Hannibal Lecter to so he could get some me time, and he kind of saw through their ruse and it's like, no, I'm not going to a research facility, you know, and whatever. Anyway, now I have two films that one is the original and one is the remake. I did say I had one remake in this. The first one is the original, and this is, of course, Suspiria. And this is, of course, directed by Dario Argento. And this is about a young girl, Susie Banyan, who goes to this school, and it's a ballet school. And it says European. I'm trying to figure out if it says exactly where. I'm going to guess Italy for the original, because the remake, it was Germany, Berlin, I believe. And anyway, she finds out, of course, that this is the school is kind of a front for a coven of witches. And this is Technicolor gore. The colors in this are just absolutely beautiful in this movie. The gore is just pops out at you and everything. The storyline is great. You know, it's Argento at his absolute finest, and that is, of course, Suspiria. Now, let's move on to the remake. And I get a feeling some people that are horror movie fans and Argento fans are going to be cocking their pistols or whatever and aiming them at me, because I'm going to say this. I loved the original, but I'm going to tell you flat out, I loved the remake as well. Alright? The remake of this movie it's the same plot. Alright? There's a little subplot with a hostage situation on a plane. I don't want to go into too much detail about that. But the plot of this is pretty much the same. There's a few minor differences and everything. It is just taken in a completely different direction. Whereas this movie was full of color. The gore was just popped out at you and everything. This one here is a more muted, more somber, more sober film, so to speak. And I absolutely love both of these movies, alright? It's okay to love the remake of something, you know, as long as it is done well. And I thought this was done absolutely fantastically. Like I said, pretty much the same plot line. Girl goes to school to learn ballet, finds out the school is a coven for witches, but this one does take a little bit of a different turn with it, as far as the character of Susie Banyan is concerned. Now, Susie Banyan in the original was played by Jessica Harper, and she's awesome in this, and she does have a cameo in this one here, in this one. This one, Susie is played by Dakota Fanning. No, not Dakota Fanning, Dakota Johnson. I am sorry about that. All right, and also Tilda Swinton has 3 roles in this. Only one of them will you recognize her in. I'm not going to tell you what the other ones are. Alright, so there you go. Remake of Suspiria. Alright. And finally, I have got a double feature, but I put this one under T because that was the one that I watched. I have not watched Vault of Horror. You got Vault of Horror right here. I've never watched this movie. I need to watch this one. I have watched this one a bunch of times. Tales from the Crypt. This is the original movie. This is not the TV series. This is the original movie, and it's about these 5, I believe it's 5 people. Let me see. Yeah, when 5 unwary travelers with dark hearts stumble into a series of catacombs, they find themselves in a cavern with no way out. And they start experiencing, or you get these, I don't know, they're flashbacks, or you get different stories about each one of them and how they ended up where they are. Like Joan Collins, she plays this woman who is terrorized by this maniacal Santa Claus. Another fellow is killed in a motorcycle accident. Just all these different stories, and you find out, I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but you find out why they are where they are and exactly where they are in the first place, alright? This was a lot of fun. It's got a great cast. Joan Collins, Larry Drake. If you ever watched L.A. Law, he played the mentally challenged Benny on L.A. Law. All right, and he also was the villain in Darkman with Liam Neeson, directed by Sam Raimi. He was the guy that had the cigar cutter. Uh, and he was also in Dr. Giggles, where he was like the maniacal surgeon. Yeah, so he plays an awesome villain. And also he was in the movie Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. You know, Bubba didn't do it. You know, that one there. Anyway, this is part 38 of my horror movie collection. I thank you guys for watching. I know this is not, I say this all the time. I shouldn't, but I know this is not my most popular video series, and that's all right. I do this for me. This is my channel, and this is what I do. Just my way of talking about these movies, and I love talking about these movies with you guys as well. So anyway, that is going to do it, and enjoy your day, and take care, and stay scared. All right?